Hi, my name is Lisa and this is SNES. Welcome to the Victoria Together Living Stronger exercise series. Today's session is all about keeping our backs in action. We've created a 5-minute introductory video so that you know how to set up your space and exercise safely. Please be sure to watch that before you get started. What you need is a yoga mat, or if you don't like to get up and down off the floor, you can use a chair. For a few of the exercises, you have the option to make them just a little bit stronger with some hand weights or a simple exercise band. If you don't have either of those, don't worry at all. Back health is all about mobility, core stability or deep muscle strength, posterior muscle strength for great posture, and flexibility. So they are the 4 elements that we'll include in this physiotherapy designed class. Let's get started. Standing or seated if you prefer, we'll take a moment to focus on our posture. So lengthen your spine. Feel like you're growing tall from the tailbone through to the crown of your head. Take a big deep breath in, and then as you exhale, feel your shoulder blades settle back and down, as though you're putting your shoulder blades into your back pockets or into a soft V. Long neck. Take a moment to think about the area between your belly button and your pubic bone, the lower abdomen. In under there are deep muscles that we can switch on to help support our spine, commonly known as the core. So take your hand to your hip bones and to your pubic bone and visualize that triangle. In under the hand, gently draw in as though you're drawing your lower abdomen towards your lower back. Keep breathing and don't suck in tightly, just gently engage those deep muscles. If you feel your pelvic floor lifting, that's fantastic because those muscles work together. So let's just practice engaging our core. Thinking first of lifting the pelvic floor, a little bit as though you're trying to control wind. Adding to that, drawing in those deep abdominals, pulling the lower abdomen towards the lower back, and breathe. So when I say engage your core, that's what I mean. If you find it a little challenging, they are out of sight, out of mind. Don't worry, it will come with time and practice. Let's start by getting some nice mobility into all of the areas that relate to our spine. Start with the shoulders rolling up, back and down, working with your breath. Inhale as you rise, exhale as you lower. Feel that lovely movement in the shoulder girdle. Good, one more time. Mobility is very important for everyday functions. So important that we keep our joints moving. Good. Now float your arms to shoulder height. Bring your knuckles towards each other and move your sternum backwards. Then palms up and pull your shoulder blades together. Let's continue to flow this, rounding and opening. So your sternum is moving backwards and forwards. And you're doing this lovely shoulder girdle movement, but without shrugging. Let's keep the shoulders down. Long neck. Exhale, you can tuck your chin in and then look straight ahead if you want to include a little bit of neck mobility, that's good. Exhale and relax. Taking our mind now to our lower back. We're going to do some pelvic tilts. You can do this sitting on the chair. A bit forward on the chair is useful. We're going to think of just rounding the lower back, tilting the pelvis backwards, then lengthening the spine and tilting the pelvis forward. So continue to round the back and to gently arch. So we're taking the lumbar spine through its range of movement. Just moving within comfort for you, always listening to your body. If any move, stretch or pose doesn't feel comfortable, modify to suit. Listen to your body more than you listen to me. Good, last time. Now we'll put it all together to mobilize from the crown of your head to your tailbone. So let's once again inhale, exhale and round your whole spine, chin to chest if it's comfortable. Open your heart and lengthen your spine. Good, let's do that a few times. Working your spine through the movement, rounding and opening. Lucky last. Beautiful. So good to get moving, isn't it, Snez? Oh, and relax. Now let's talk about neutral spine. Our spine is in its optimal position when it's in what we call neutral spine. That is the position between the arch and the round, or think of it as when your spine is in its natural curvature. Unless we're moving the spine, our aim is to maintain neutral spine using the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals, combined they are called core, to keep our back in neutral. So we'll often be in a position where I'll be saying maintain neutral spine by engaging your core, and don't forget to breathe. Let's do some lateral stretching now. So we'll take our left hand down the side of the chair or down our leg and stretch to one side and then the other. So let's go from side to side. If you don't like to put your arm above your head because you have a shoulder problem, that's fine. You can tip side to side. Just trying to get that lateral mobility. Good. If you can add the arm, it's a lovely stretch. Last one. Excellent. Rolling shoulders. If you're standing, let's bend the knees a little bit. If you're sitting, just sit up nice and tall, and we'll just reach across our body and think of twisting the chest. So if your sternum had a headlight on it, you'd be gliding that headlight from one side of the room to the other. Good, stretching and twisting. One more each way, lovely natural breathing. Good job. And relax. Moving on to core strength now. The core muscles are funny because they're deep. You can't see them and they don't burn like your quads do when you're doing, say, a squat. It doesn't mean they're not important. So you won't feel a lot happening, but you're working towards good form and natural breathing to know that you're doing it correctly. So sitting, you will extend your leg out in front of you. So you're going to straighten your knee, Snaz, perfect, but you can lift it up to about this high if you like. That's great. If you're standing, hands on hips for all of us, we're going to lift one leg and the other. Some of the core challenge exercises are easy to do, but hard to do well. So let's add our focus now to maintaining neutral spine, to lengthening the waist, to engaging the core, lifting the pelvic floor and breathing. It's a lot to think about. If you want to, you could add some nice big arm circles, or in fact, any arm action you like. The focus, especially for those sitting on the chair, but really for everyone, is to maintain neutral spine and a long, tall back. One more on each side. Great job. Breathing, balancing. Excellent, and shake it all out. Good job. Now for our next exercise, if you feel like working a little stronger, you can choose to use one hand weight. If you don't want to, no problem. Let's start with the weight in our right hand. Engage our core, lengthen our waist, fingertips behind ears and pull that elbow back a little. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend to one side, and then coming back up. Now if you're standing, I'd like you to bend your knees a little bit. Keeping your body really upright so you're not leaning forward or backwards. You can work at a speed that suits your breath. Where are you working right now? You are working the muscles on the opposite side to pull you up. And if you want to, you can actually tap there. You can use your fingers to tap those muscles to wake them up. One more time. Excellent. Change sides. Shoulders down, long spine. Let's lift that pelvic floor, engage the core, lengthen the waist. Inhale to prepare, exhale to tip. So we're working the muscles around the torso now. Engaging the core to keep the pelvis still and working above that with our more outer abdominals. 4 of your best. Notice we're only going from one side to upright. And these are the muscles that are working. Good, last one. Excellent. And relax. For the next exercise, you have the option to use a resistance band. Don't worry if you don't have one, or if you'd like to take it easy, no band. There are loads of types of bands available. I'm using a TheraBand today. I'm just wrapping it around my hands to make it so that when the band is slightly tight, my hands are shoulder width apart. For our first exercise, and Snez, you can do exactly the same thing but without the band. We're going to float our arms to tabletop or horizontal. Set the shoulder blades down. Lift the pelvic floor and draw in below the navel to engage your core. I'm going to show you ever so slightly bend your elbows. And now squeeze the shoulder blades together as you stretch the band and release. Exhale, inhale. So the focus is on the muscles between the shoulder blades. We're strengthening our upper back. Keep going. If you don't have a band or you're choosing not to use one, I still want you to imagine that you're using a band. So you build up that self-resistance, that muscle tension. And please be sure to check that your shoulders are down. Give your ears and neck loads of space. Can you feel that? Yep. I sure can with the band. Let's do 3 more. How many you do is really up to you. You want to feel your muscles working, but always still have good form. You can always take a rest or pause the video and do an extra set. Your body, your workout. Last one. Oh, that's good. That's going to make you have really fabulous posture. One more exercise with the band. Same thing, you can do it with or without. Inhale to lengthen the arms above our head. And if you find it hard to take your arms above your head, you can keep them here and pull in from there instead if you had a shoulder issue. No problem. So we float them up. The first thing we want to do is set our shoulder blades down our spine. So bring those shoulders down, giving the ears space. Bend the knees if you're standing. Inhale, lift the pelvic floor and core. Exhale, bend your elbows, not your hands, bend your elbows. Take the band wide. Stretch the band as your hands move away from each other. Not so much downwards as outwards. And then again, take the focus to the muscles between your shoulder blades. Really engage those. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Keep going. Keep going, Snez. Your shoulder blades are coming back and down towards your tailbone. Back and down. So you're really working all those lovely upper back muscles for fabulous posture. One more. Good job. And relax. Now, I'm going to make my way to the floor. However, if you don't like getting up and down on the floor, you can stand behind the chair with Snez. So Snez, you can stand behind the chair and just do some shoulder rolls and a little relax. I'm just going to move my mat. Right, so making our way carefully down to the floor, just rolling down. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And stepping back 1 foot at a time. Knees down. Stretch back, whether you're at the chair or the floor. Have a lovely stretch. Rock from side to side. And you can have a stretch like this whenever your back asks you to. Good. Now let's make our way to all fours or standing behind the chair. Hands are about shoulder width apart either way. Setting the shoulder blades away from our ears. Gently drawing in the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals to set our core. And we're going to raise one arm. So we raise the arm by our ear. And if you're standing with Snez, you can actually come down and up if you like, Snez, or hold it. Both are great options. Neck in line with spine. Good, and relax. So these exercises seem very gentle, but they're really good for us. Other side. So let's just focus on quality. Shoulder blade is pulling away from the ear and the arm is long and pulling up. Good, and relax. Remember, whenever you need, give your back a little rest. Join in again when you're ready. Okay, now we're honing in on the lower back and the glutes. Very important for back health. Shoulders away from ears, neck in line with spine, engage your core. Slide one leg back and make your legs straight and strong. Now if you're standing, you need to bend the knee that you're standing on just a little. Make sure that your pelvis is square. Deep abdominals drawing towards lower back. And now make your legs super duper straight, tight, and pulse. Good. Equal weight on both hands. If you are standing up with Schnez, you have two choices. You can stand upright or you can lean slightly forward, keeping your back straight, which makes it a little bit stronger. You could try both. Don't forget to keep your core engaged. 4, 3, good Schnez, 2, well done you too. And have a little rest. Roll up. Shoulders away from ears. Deep abdominals and pelvic floor on. Extend the other leg. Check that your pelvis is flat, meaning we don't rotate, we keep it square, and that your back is in neutral. Squeeze that leg tight. Neck in line with spine and pulse. And once again, those of you who are standing, you can stand upright or lean slightly forward on the back of the chair with bent elbows. Breathe. The longer and straighter you make your leg, the more you're going to strengthen your glutes. Can you feel that a little bit? Nice. All right. But wait, let's try something a little bit more challenging. Coming back to the first side now, extending the leg, checking your pelvis is square, engaging your core. You have the option to add the arm. Lengthen and lift. But look at the floor. You don't want to get a sore, tired neck. Breathe. 2 more breaths. This is a great exercise because it works posterior muscles and your core. And your balance. And relax, stretch back. Good job. Oh, second side, lengthen. Option, just the arm, just the leg, or both. Breathe. Let's see if we can set the shoulder blades away from the ears. Stretch out that arm and leg. Maintain neutral spine and breathe. It's a lot to think about, isn't it? Good job. 2 more breaths. Good. And relax. Stretch back. Now, if you're using the chair today, take a seat. If you're on the floor, we're going to hone in now on posterior muscles for great posture. So Snez is going to show you the way where she leans forward and she's going to lift her arms and think of lifting the chest. So see how that feels. If you're not so keen on leaning forward, you can always do it in an upright position like this. I'm going to lie right down on the floor, but before I get there, because once you're there, you won't be able to see me, we're going to have our arms like this. And I'm first going to just say to hover your forearms off the ground and relax. So you can do it as I am doing it now if you like. And then if you feel comfortable with that, you can actually lift your chest a little and you'll feel it in your upper back. So down we come. Move those hand weights out of my way. Alrighty. So you want to keep your neck in line with your spine. Arms out to the side. Lifting the forearms just off the ground. Breathe. And if you're feeling comfortable, you can lift your chest a little, but keep your chin tucked in. Lift your elbows a little higher. And relax and pop your hands under your face. Have a little rest and we'll go again. If you prefer, you can keep your hands gently on the floor, but trying to use your back muscles, not your arms, to lift. Here we go. Lifting up, chin tucked in. If you want to, hover the elbows or the whole forearm off the ground and breathe. Good. And relax. Rest your head. Stay right there. Okay, now we'll go to lower back and glutes again. Schnez is going to stand up and show you a standing Very gentle back extension. So Snez, you can pop the hands. I think we've got a little visitor coming. Hello, Pippa. She likes to exercise with me. She'll just check that you're doing it correctly. Those of you who are standing, you're going to put your knuckles and the back of your fingers in your lower back. And you're going to think of gently arching your lower back. If you had a light on your sternum, you'd be shining your light to the sky. But just gently, within the comfort of your back. Those of you who are down on the ground, we're going to rest our forehead on our hands and extend one leg. So down we go, relaxing shoulders, lift one leg. You can just rest your head down. I'm just checking that you're doing it correctly. Good. And relax. Change sides. Leave the leg long, lift it off the floor, but keep your hip bones square on the floor. Breathe. A little higher if you're looking for more. Squeeze it straight and relax. Let's do one more on each side. Lift and lengthen. Relax your shoulders. Squeeze your leg. Nice one. How are they going, Pippa? You're not watching. She's enjoying the sunshine, to be honest. And relax. Last time, second leg. How are the back extensions feeling? That's great, Snez. The exercise that Snez is doing is really great for people who spend a lot of time sitting at the computer. It's good to do the opposite of that posture you have when you're at your desk. Relax. Well done. What we're going to do now is take our hands beside our chest and slowly, slowly, slowly come up and stretch back. Good. Coming forward again, and Snez, you can take your hands behind your ears this time. So if you're standing, fingertips behind ears, we're going to slide our hands forward and gently lift our chest. We lost Pippa. Obviously you're doing a great job and she's happy. And relax. So once again, gentle back mobility and strength. And lift. And relax. Hands beside, pressing back for another stretch. Same thing with the hands on the chair. Good job. Good. Coming to all fours or standing behind the chair, rounding and arching. Good old cat-cow, just mobilizing that spine. Good. Last one. Wonderful. Alrighty. So let's make our way to standing. We'll join Snez now. So tuck your toes. Slowly coming up. Walking our feet forward. Bending our knees. And really, really slowly articulating the spine. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. And when we get to the top, we roll our shoulders a few times. Fantastic. We're going to finish with some wonderful stretches now to really open up the front line of our body. Good for posture, especially if you spend time working at a desk. So if you're using a chair, step to one side. Exercise number one will stretch over. If you don't have the chair, you just push that hand down. Lengthen from your fingernails to the side of your heel. Good. And relax. Now I want to stretch out the hip flexors. So hand on the chair or hand on your hips. Step one foot way, way back. Come forward a little bit. Come down and then push your hip forward. So you can keep your hand on the chair. I just really want you to open here. Good. If you don't need the chair, interlace your fingers and reach for the sky. Lovely big deep breath. Push the hip forward. Good. Wonderful. Let's go to the other side. So, stretching over, feeling that length from your fingers to your toes. Lovely deep breath. Maybe you can stretch just that little bit more. Good. and roll. And now for the hip flexor, taking your foot way, way back, bending both knees actually, and push the hip forward. Hand on the chair, or if you're comfy, add that lovely arm lengthening. Great. Standing in neutral spine. Bring your hands forward, palms up, and then now we're opening through the front line of the upper body, stretching out the shoulders and the pecs. This is so good for you if you spend time sitting at a desk. And relax and roll. Circle your hips. Just like the aerobics in the 80s, right? I think they were onto something. Mobility is important for our backs. So is core stability, posture, and length. Standing tall, settling the shoulders, lifting the pelvic floor, lengthening, and so well done. See you next time.